Welcome to the 13th podcast, everybody. It's your boy Mortis. Come with us as the goblins and ghouls as we embark these eerie adventures together. Discover all these dark, unsettling, and uncanny experiences called the 13th podcast. The 13th podcast is the scariest, most spookiest, most creepiest, most weirdest podcast that you're going to encounter, where we talk about UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, demons, horror, not horror or whore. It's horror, motherfuckers. We love it. 365 fucking days. Every single day of the year, we breathe, we bleed, and we fucking fight for spookiness and Halloween. We don't only do this show to make you laugh. We don't do this show to make you sad. We don't do this show to make you scared. We do this show to make sure that you understand who the 13th podcast really is. We're not doing this to make no one mad. We're doing this because we love talking about spooky stuff. The 13th podcast is ran by the best. We are the best, and we are the 13th podcast for a reason. Mortis, Andrew B. Bolin, Cody, Zachy Poo, Nick, we're all going to have stories and stories to tell you each and every week. We are going to do short podcast, which is what we're doing right now, and then we're going to have long shows for you guys to keep it going. You need to like us on Instagram, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We're on there. Go to my link tree on Instagram at 13th Podcast, click it, and then there's all the links for you guys. We don't stop. We don't want to stop. We love each and every one of you. You guys are just great, spooky people. And the biggest thing is you guys have to realize that it's definitely not fun if it's not scary. We have a new member of the group. His name is Andrew B. Bolin. I'm very pleased to have him. This is going to be his first time ever doing a podcast and first time ever being on a podcast. So bear with him because he's learning his roots, he's digging his hole, and he's planting himself the way everybody else should in the show, and they're all kicking ass and blooming into a beautiful little flower. I love flowers, especially the ones that we talk about on the 13th podcast. So, Andrew, thank you so much to join us with this journey. The adventure is going to be real. He's got a lot of stuff that we want to discuss on the show. We want to talk about anything and everything spooky, that's weird, that's scary, that's unexplainable, just like UFOs, bats. Bats are scary. I caught a bat at work, which was fucking crazy. The Mothman, the Loveland Frogman, they're all over. There's urban legends are crazy. We're gonna travel to places all through Ohio and look and find and talk to the people that have discovered and seen these unawful, lawful, unexplained events that's happening to us here in America. Not only we're going to travel to Ohio, we are going to eventually venture off and talk to everybody in the world once the equipment gets better and the shows get longer and, more for you guys. So buckle up. We're going to go on this adventure on the 13th podcast. We're not going to only do it to be spooky or anything. We're going to do it because it's the 13th podcast for a fucking reason. Ain't that right? That's right.
That's right.
And we're not going to stop. You're going to see us all over Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm going to keep my mouth rolling like a V8 engine, a bubby. So here we go, 13th podcast. We're going live tomorrow to talk about what our favorite scary movies are. I love scary movies. Scary movies have made a very huge impact on my life, and it has traumatized me in so many ways that I cannot describe onto this podcast. Old Uncle Andrew over here, he is exactly... He wants it all. He wants it, and he's going to get it because we all deserve it, and we're going to discuss every moment of our lovely horror movie fears and the movies that sucked and then the movies that, were good in our opinion. And we will debate about it. And eventually we're going to venture off and, talk to haunted house owners during spooky season. You mean, fuck, spooky season already started. Duh. And man, I'm excited for this journey, and I can't wait. I can't get enough of it. What about you, man? What do you think about what's going on?
Like Mortis said, buckle up, stay for the ride. It's time to scare them socks off. Learn the new things that you haven't heard before, you haven't seen before. You're going to learn a little bit about us and what we've went through, paranormal experiences, extraterrestrial
The
experiences.
fact that I can't pull my zipper up on my pants.
That's a personal problem. It happens though.
It does happen.
Just stay tuned.
Yeah, you guys are gonna
Get
love
ready
this.
for the 13th podcast.
That's right. All seriousness, this is gonna be fun, guys. I appreciate every single one of you that's gonna take this journey with us. Uh, it's gonna be fun. We did post a few shows, and it's a stepping stone. We're doing this to learn on the way. It's different for me because I'm actually running the podcast, and it's hard to do it on my own. But I have a great team. I have good family members that are there by my side and supporting me and stuff. And I'm going to continue with this. And it's not just my podcast; it's everybody's podcast, and they're all kicking ass. And I'm so proud of them for being on the team as the Goblins and Ghouls. And we're all excited to join this community again. For myself and for them, it's their first time in this community, and I'm not going to stop with it. And this is the 13th podcast for a fucking reason, guys. We bleed orange and black every single day, and it's nothing but spookiness. I live it every single day of my life, and you know what? You guys should too. um, Halloween's just not a yearly thing for us. It's all year around, and we bleed it, and we want to talk about it. And a lot of people think we're weird, like, oh man, Halloween's once a year. Well, listen, dude, it's like when people love Christmas. It's when people love cars. It's when people love to go fishing. I love Halloween, and it's not just the holiday Halloween, All Hallows Eve, or the Salem witch trials and all that other fun stuff. I want to talk about the spooky stuff of where this came from my past, from Andrew's past, through Cody's, Zach's, and also Nick's. And we're not going to stop this, guys. I'm going to continue to say that, and I'm going to continue to say that too. This is the 13th podcast where all the unsettling and uncanny experiences are going to happen here.
Just be ready.
You must be ready, and I hope you're ready. And we do not take criticism. I'm joking with you. We love criticism, 100%. Give us everything you got so we can learn. You guys can message us on any platform, and if there's a topic that you guys would love to hear, listen, message us. We're okay. Message us, and we will write back, and we will talk about it. And hell, eventually we're going to have guest on a show where we talk to them and talk to their experiences of spookiness and why is it an important thing in your life. Spookiness is really important. Excuse me. And I'm pumped, and I'm hoping that you guys are ready for all this because again, guys, I'm Mortis, and that is Andrew B. Bolin, Nick, Cody, and Zach. We all send our love, and our biggest thing is it's not fun if it's not scary. This is the 13th podcast.